Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-April 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Cancer. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's coming for the remainder of April. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you. But getting started, let's go back to column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close, Cancer. Pulling a summary affirmation card here. Your card says, I am destined. This is always an interesting one. There's like something that was almost predetermined. You were selected, you were chosen, you were destined. Something had to happen, or you had to do something a certain way. And it may or may not make sense in the moment. I think as time goes on, it will. But just know that, again, this was predetermined or destined to happen. But let's see what messages we've got here coming through on this first column. Okay, so first up we have the Judgment card. The Judgment card's a card that's always favorable for you, Cancer. This is a card, though, of clarity, so finding out some sort of information. Again, you could be getting clarity as to why this one thing happened. It was destined to happen. It was predetermined to happen. But there could be some clarity now as to why it did happen the way it did. This could be a decision, too. So you could have been destined to make this decision. The next card that we have is the Nine of Pentacles or the Nine of Coins. This is luxury, self-sufficiency, financial gain. I do think that this could have led to some sort of increase of money for you, which is interesting. I'm just going to throw this out. Like, this is a weird message that's coming through. So maybe you decided not to go to a party, but then had you gone, there would have been a car accident. So it's like, you didn't necessarily make more money, but you saved money without knowing. And that's obviously such a strange example. But again, it was like destined to happen the way that it did. And I think you'll get some clarity on it, but maybe not to that extent. Like, you might not know, oh, I could have gotten in a car accident. Again, just throwing out an example of how these could be connecting together. And then at the bottom here, we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of victory, award, recognition, good news, success. Again, the decision almost was like destined to happen. It had to happen, but it's good that it did. Both of these, so like, again, it may not lead to finding $10,000 on the ground, but I think it could have prevented an expense. And in this case, there's like some other sort of victory or award or some other success that's now come to it. So again, it's becoming more obvious maybe the way this played out the way it did. Let's take a look at clarifiers here, Cancer, and see what other messages I can provide you. First up, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of withdrawing, retreating, moving on, abandoning. Again, I think we did make a decision, or we pulled away from something. Again, it's that party that you didn't go to and then there was the car accident, or the decision to not do something and now we can see the outcome of it. But again, it's that clarity, it's that decision that was made. And I keep like feeling like it's something you didn't do or something you didn't go to. That's that kind of pulling back, that abandonment, that withdrawal. The next card that we have is the Four of Wands. This very well could be family or friend related, because the Four of Wands is very family and friend oriented. But if you look, this is almost like a finish line and celebration, and it's like we're celebrating the fact now that we did this. Again, it's interesting, it was destined to happen this way, but it's like you still made the decision, but it's very clear now that you made the right decision. Then at the bottom here we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of enjoying what you're doing. This is like mastering your craft. Again, this is like the success, the positive outcome. I always tell people with the Eight of Pentacles, it's like because you did this, now you get this. So it's like you very immediately saw the reward of your decision or the reward of your lack thereof. So hopefully that message makes sense for you, Cancer. Let's take a look now at our next column though, which is just general what's coming for the remainder of April. We have the card, I feel lost. So you could be feeling like you're missing direction or just not sure what to do in a certain situation. The one thing I love about the Lost card is if you look close here, this person's like cracking open a seashell, and from there it's like shining a very bright light off of it. So if you're in the situation where you're feeling lost or feeling like you're not sure where you're going to go, you are going to get this guiding light. You are going to get the direction you needed. So try not to be too consumed in this feeling of being lost or not sure what the next step or direction is. But let's take a look at our cards and see what messages I can give you here. First up, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a card of courage. This is about making bold moves. You're going to need the courage to move forward even when you're feeling lost. So I'm just putting that message out there bluntly, directly. You can't just continue to stay lost. So there will be a situation where you have to take action, and we may or may not know exactly where we're going. So it's having that courage to make that bold move. It's almost like taking power over the situation too, where you're driving versus being told where to go. The next card that we have is the Ten of Coins or the Ten of Pentacles. This is a very long-term card. This is about leaving a legacy. This is about ending something too. This is like a retirement card, so retiring from something, ending something. But again, long-term, strategic, you're like building the legacy, you're laying the future for yourself. At the bottom here, we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card of stress, exhaustion, having too many burdens. When we see this card, we can always take this as a warning and be a little bit more cautious. It does seem like you're juggling a ton of things at once. You're really exhausted too. These are all things that kind of feed into that feeling of being lost and potentially a feeling of being overwhelmed. So we just want to be cautious and aware of that as well. But let's see what other clarifiers we have here, Cancer. First up, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is, again, that very strategic, forward-focused card. It's planning. It's making big moves. So that pairs so nicely with the Ten of Coins. Again, it's that moving forward. Interestingly enough, if you're feeling lost or not, you're going to keep the ball moving forward. And I like to see this because with the King of Wands, you're saying you kind of have to be bold. You have to make the brave move. You have to make the courageous move. And it seems like you're going to do that, and you're going to use your best judgment. You're going to use any resources you have or knowledge you have. The Emperor's smart thinking. So even if you're feeling lost, I'm really confident in the next move you're going to make here, Cancer. The next card we have is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of being persistent. And you're going to continue to push through this, even though, again, you could be feeling lost, stressed, exhausted, overwhelmed. You're going to keep pushing, and you're going to be glad you did. Again, we're making moves forward. At the bottom here, we have the Five of Cups on top of our Ten of Wands. The Five of Cups is low feelings. It could be loss, regret, grief. It's very emotional. Unfortunately, it's a lot of low emotions typically. So it's like we're kind of going through some of the emotions. But again, it's all of these things happening at once. It's the stress, it's the burden, it's the exhaustion coming through in the Ten of Wands, and that can really intensify those emotions too. Okay, now at this time we're going to talk about anything related to money, starting off with a quick money message here. It says, chasing a dollar amount is pointless because numbers are infinite. You will attract more success by setting a goal that can be obtained and will energetically nourish you. Okay, so in this call we're going to talk about anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money. First we have the Five of Swords. There is a relationship at work or a financial relationship that's not treating you very well right now. This is like a conflict here. So I'll take a closer look at that. The next card we have is the Two of Wands. This is a card of waiting. I feel like we're potentially trying to wait out this situation. This could be a decision as well with our Two of Wands. And at the bottom here we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is very supportive, very tolerant, very empathetic. I do think that we need to resolve whatever this conflict is, but I'm not sure we have a good understanding of the conflict in this exact moment, Cancer. But the King of Cups, again, this is like leaning in and supporting and reconciling and balancing here. Let's take a look at clarifiers. First up, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a card of wishes coming true. This is very literal meaning of wishes coming true. At this point, maybe the conflict being resolved is like wishing this person away. Maybe you just wish they get a new job, or maybe you wish to resolve the conflict or gain their understanding. But it's like, I think you don't like this feeling of conflict. We want it to be resolved. So the wish is to somehow resolve this issue. And the nice thing with the Nine of Cups, this means wishes coming true. This is also material abundance, so we always like that materiality, that money piece in the money column. The next card we have is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of needing to heal. Again, we need to heal this relationship. I'm not sure that waiting it out is going to be the right answer. I think we need to take more prompt, immediate action to correct it. That was coming through with the King of Cups as well. And then here at the bottom we have the Wheel of Fortune. Anytime we have the Wheel of Fortune, it's a card of good luck, good fortune. It's a turning point. I like this card in the money columns. You do have some really promising money cards tucked in here as well. But I do think we can get to the turning point of this relationship, whether it's fixing it, resolving the conflict, or you moving on to a new job or them moving on to a new job. We are fixing it. We're turning the wheel. We're moving it forward. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, Cancer, which is anything related to love. We have the card Balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. I always get so excited anytime we have a balance card. You've probably heard me say that many, many times, Cancer. But let's see what cards we have in our love column. This is family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love. First, we have the World card. The World card is the last card in the Major Arcana. This is like wrapping something up. This is completing something. This could be travel as well. So maybe some travel going into the end of this month or the next few months. But it feels like we're like wrapping something up here. We're going to clarify that, of course. The next card we have is the Ten of Cups. If you've watched my readings before, you know the Ten of Cups is my favorite card in the entire deck. This is a card of everything wonderful. This is total love, happiness, contentment, super wonderful relationship card. This is great for family, children. So some strength of relationship really shining through here. And I'm not surprised to see that with the Balance card at the top. And then at the bottom here we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a card of being very free-spirited, very creative. Something is wrapping up that's giving this freedom. Like maybe your kid plays a sport and that sport's over for the season and that's where we're getting some freedom and some balance from. Just throwing out examples there, Cancer. But let's take a look and see what other messages we have here. First up for clarifiers, we have the Knight of Swords. This is the horse and rider move very quickly. This change is happening very quickly. So this ending is quick approaching here, or this travel is quick approaching here. The next card we have is the Hermit. The Hermit is a card of going within for clarity. It's what feels good at your heart, and this relationship feels good at your heart. The Hermit is about what feels good, and the Ten of Cups is like that true contentment, that true what feels good for you. So I love those two feel good cards together. At the bottom here we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a card of having to make a decision. It's almost like, what are we going to do to fill this time? Or what are we going to end to free this time? I think that latter is probably more accurate. What are we going to do to create the balance? What decision needs to happen to create the balance, to create that freedom and flexibility that you need there, Cancer? Okay, now let's look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. This is a message to take into the month of April with you. We have the card, I am Crown of Creation. I love this card. This is such a good reminder that you can create anything that you want. You can bring anything to reality. So April really needs to be focused on the things that you want, the things that you need to create for yourself. But let's see what cards we have. I just said what opportunities, so we'll see what opportunities you have for April. But first up, we have the Fool card. The Fool card is a card of opportunity, conveniently. This is the first card in the Major Arcana. This is fresh hope, taking chances, new paths, adventures, beginnings. So it's like, what new opportunity are you creating for yourself in April? The next card that we have is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of expansion and growth. So again, we are creating, we are growing for ourselves. This can be a card of money and it could be a card of travel. So are we creating more travel? Are we creating more money? Again, lots and lots of opportunities here with the Fool. And at the bottom we have the Queen of Cups. This is about healing. This is about nurturing yourself. So we need to be creating opportunities for ourselves. We need to be creating things that feel good. I'm assuming travel and money here is kind of the message. But let's see what other final messages we get here, Cancer. Love the Magician where this falls into place. The Magician is a card of focused creativity. It's turning your visions into reality. It's very inspired action. So this ties really nicely into the Crown of Creation and the Fool. You can literally create any opportunity for yourself. So what future, what are you creating for yourself here? What are you bringing to life? What opportunities are you granting yourself? The next card we have is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is being very resourceful. The message I'm getting is that you have all the resources that you need. So again, the Three of Wands, I'm going to venture to say that you're wanting more money, you're wanting growth, you're wanting travel, you're wanting one of those three things in some way, shape, or form. This is saying you have the resources to get it done. You also have the creating ability with the Crown of Creation and the Magician card. At the bottom here, we have the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man can be stagnant. This is you hanging there by the foot, but this is like you waiting for it to happen when in reality, you just need to start creating here. So don't get stuck just waiting, because all of the pieces, all the resources you have or all the resources you need are already there, Cancer. So really love that final column. Again, you're creating something new for yourself here. Okay, at this time I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But question number 1 is the 8 of Spades. This is number 32 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2 is the 8 of Hearts. This is number 36 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3 is the 3 of Spades. This is number 10 card. That's going to be a yes. So no, no, yes there for you, Cancer. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck too. This is a crystal to keep with you through the month of April. Your crystal this month is amethyst, which is good for dreams. Again, what dreams are we bringing to reality? This can help with losses and sorrows too. It's great for letting go, helps with intuition, helps keep you connected to reality, and really provides clarity. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Cancer, your healing note says, we don't know how strong we are until strong is the only choice we have. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Cancer, and I hope you have a wonderful April.